This is the Steve and Mike Show podcast. Keep on rolling, baby. And now here's Michael Larkin and Stevie Nicks.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the Steve and Mike Show. We are back better than ever. I am Michael Larkin, and as always, I'm joined by the homie, the top dog, the homie G, top dog for life. And however, apropos I do this, as who we're going to talk about, the one, the only Mr. Stevie Nicks. How are you, homie?
So there's no intro playing right now while I'm talking?
No.
Okay, you can hear me now this time? Because remember we did that one time and I started talking.
That one live and I played the intro and I cut it off.
And not telling me and then laughing at me as I did. Oh, look at him, he's talking up here. Like it's so funny.
Yes.
You're funny, Mike Larkin. Funny looking. No, it's been a while, Mike Larkin. We haven't done this in a long time. And happy to be back on the grind. There's a lot that's happened. And I remember telling you, like, it's starting to be like a month isn't enough. Like, so many things happen now we got to talk about sometimes. And it's like, oh, maybe we should do this more often. But I'm not going to be a dick and pressure you all the time. Be like, we got to do this more, because you're doing your thing. And I respect that. I respect the game. So, but like a lot has happened. So we do have a lot to talk about. And I guess that's a good thing. Not all of it's a good thing, but it's good that we can have topics, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, for me, there has been a lot of sadness that has been going on in the world. We have the main one to talk about, and one is a tale of two people, and you know which one we're going to get to when we get to that part, brother. But I think the first part we do have to mention, rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner, a.k.a. Theo Huxtable of The Cosby Show. Theo! Him and Eddie Griffin on Malcolm and Eddie, director. 54 years old, drowned. Drowned, dude, drowned. That is horrible. That is tragic. And I'll be honest with you, that shocked me because I know Malcolm Jamal Warner was doing a lot as far as from the creative side of things, and he was doing a lot of great stuff for Black history. And then to hear this just on family vacation drowns, that sucks because he was a huge part of our childhood as a Theo. Go ahead.
54 years old, Mike Larkin. Too young. It was an accident. It was a tragic accident. He was swimming in the ocean, which is a bit of a risk. So, it's unfortunate that happened. And obviously our thoughts and prayers and condolences go out to all his family and friends and many fans around the world. Before Bill Cosby shamed his legacy forever, The Cosby Show used to run in reruns pretty consistently, and it did throughout our childhood. And we remember MJW as like a 15-year-old on the Cosby Show, going back to he was like 15 the first season or something like that.
The first season he was like 14, 15. Yep. And
remember the shirt that didn't fit right, and all the shenanigans that he would get into, and bought you. And Bill Cosby saying, "I brought you into this world, and I'll take you out," and all that stuff. And
where he gets the earring, or even when he gets older, and he's like, "You gotta say it with heart." Justine, Justine.
Oh, what about when he met Stevie Wonder and it goes, "Jam into the one"? Remember that, Mike Larkin? That was like the cool slang. It was like, "Jam into the one," and then Stevie Wonder played on his keyboard, like, "Jam into the one." It's like fucking.
I mean, it also gave us the early acting debut of Adam Sandler as one of his friends, so it did give us Adam Sandler.
He did not give us Adam Sandler, Mike Larkin.
I know, but it's one of his earliest roles. And we'll talk about Adam later because Happy Go.
I think Saturday Night Live is what gave us Adam Sandler. He was a virtual unknown, but he had other credits, but was basically an unknown before that. So I don't think he gave us Adam Sandler, but it was interesting that there's a connection there.
Yeah, he was also in Going Overboard at the time, Adam Sandler. My goodness gracious, there's an old school movie for everybody. Holy hell. But yeah, no, as far as MJW, as you so eloquently put him, he was very, very funny. I mean, he did that show Here and Now, which had that infamous scene with him and Omar Epps, and he was, trying to get him into the youth center, get him off the street. So, I mean, he had a lot of very impactful, empowering roles. I mean, him and
Mike Larkin, I'm surprised it took you this long to mention Magic School Bus, dog.
I'm going to get to the Magic School Bus.
I thought you were going to be a lot quicker with that, Mike Larkin, because, Magic School Bus, dog.
I know. I mean, I look at it like this.
A classic show where a teacher is constantly endangering her students all the time. Just like real school, right, Mike Larkin?
Oh, no, I mean, to get to the Magic School Bus, since your point, I mean, I love that show. He was an integral part of that show. Like that, yeah, it's one of those things too that even just you mentioning that puts a smiles on my face because I used to watch it every day after school.
He was the voice of the producer, but like, was he also the producer?
That hey, I think you're onto something there. I believe he was. Yes, I could be wrong
because I mean, well, I don't. You look at his credits and it says voice of, but it's like, does that mean he was also the producer, or does he just play a producer? And I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, I don't even know what I just said. But no, I mean,
when me and your sister first got married, we were a little adventurous in the bedroom.
Put whipped cream on it. That's disgusting.
I let it woke up my nipples a little bit. I don't know what I said, but I said something.
Oh shit! I got water all over myself. So
he's having himself a psychiatric episode or something.
Better get in there. But no, Malcolm Jamal Magic School Bus, the infamous He Would Here Now, the short-lived series. The dude was always up in the mix. I mean, he also used to date Michelle Williams, who was on Family Matters. She played Myra, who also passed away in '98 from stomach cancer. So now they are both together in heaven. So, I mean, it's sad. It really is. It got me seeing that just because of how influential that character and that role was for Malcolm Jamal Warner. And I mean, the other one I do have to mention, and we'll get to the two other big ones. Chuck Mangione passed away at 84. Feels so good. King of the Hill. Do I even dare mention King of the Hill and what we got to see with that commentary and that cartoon? Like, Chuck Mangione was another one for the integral part he had with jazz music.
You put Chuck Mangione. You're really weird today, Mike Larkin.
What are you talking about?
There's like four of them, and the second one you mentioned, like, it's not even in order. You just mentioned Chuck Mangione. Are you trying to impress me? Is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to impress me?
No, why?
Knowing about Chuck Mangione. Chuck Mangione, horn virtuoso, Mike Larkin.
I know. My friend Kevin
had a hit song in the 70s with an instrumental, which you don't hear about, or you don't see that anymore, having a hit song that's just an instrumental. But that guy could play, man. He could carry a song, and it's a shame, man. Because a lot of times you lose these great musicians, and they don't often get replaced. So it sucks about Chuck Mangione. I was bummed about that too. I have a lot of respect and love for his music. That album's a fantastic album. It feels so good. Great music, and he had great musicians playing with him too. I mean, talented backing bands, and the big loss. Sad. It's sad.
I think for me, like, I just remember my boy. Shout out to Kevin Bryant, fellow graduate of mine. Like, I remember Kevin had that CD on the CD player. We used to jam to that stuff. Like, I mean, like, that stuff, even just listening to your peers and to everybody that really around it with your surroundings, man. Like, that was some good times, man. Good times listening to some Feels So Good, a little Chuck Mangione style up in this piece. So yeah, rest in peace to Chuck Mangione, one of the greats. And speaking of one of the greats, we got to talk about him. 76, man. Friggin' Prince of Darkness. I'm talking about Ozzy Osbourne. Man, that broke me. Seeing everything. We saw the final concert. He was literally a goodbye concert, did his thing for his fans. I mean, when you think Ozzy Osbourne, you think of Biting the Bat. You think of movies like Little Nicky. You get to see a lot of great stuff that he does. Of course, the Osbourne. Sharon! And so many things that he's done for music. Crazy Train will be here all day. But Ozzy Osbourne, one of the most influential sons of guns when it comes to rock music and just being Ozzy Osbourne. Go ahead, man.
When I found out the news, and I posted about it on my socials, at Steve Nicks SM on Twitter. Real Steve. Yeah. Mid-episode plug. You don't see this. Steve Nicks on Instagram. I mentioned that he was known as the Prince of Darkness. But by all accounts, he was one of the nicest guys in rock and roll. I mean, across the board. I mean, there's nothing but good stories about him, just being an unbelievably good guy and being just, someone who just loved what he did every day, and he loved people, and he was he wasn't like one of these crazy, nasty, people that is like obsessed with like darkness and stuff. No, it's like no, he actually was all about love, and his music was actually about warning people of evil and warning people about the dangers in the world, not celebrating it at all. War Pigs is a song. It's an anti-war song. It's a song about how war is bad and it's evil and it just kills people. And that was the type of stuff that he was trying to do. I think right, that's Black Sabbath, right? He's Black Sabbath, and then as a solo artist, and one of the most influential people in the history of rock and roll. One of the most definitely in the history of heavy metal. I don't think heavy metal is what it is without Ozzy Osbourne. It's just a terrible, terrible loss. But at least he got to say goodbye and got to go out, one last time, seeing his family, like literally like 2 weeks after the farewell concert, he passed. So everyone got to see him one last time. Everyone got to say goodbye. A lot of people don't get that chance. And I'm at least, it's a horrible loss. I'm sad that we've lost Ozzy, but at least he got to, go out with a bang and say goodbye to everyone. And I saw someone note, played all his own music and sang all his own stuff right up until the end. Didn't lip sync, didn't mime, didn't phone it in. Everything was all authentically him till the very end. No Ashley Simpson stuff going on over here, Mike Clark. You know what I'm saying?
On a Monday, I am waiting. On a Monday, I am waiting. No, when it comes to
girl,
Ozzy,
it's girl,
it's true. I mean, when it comes to Ozzy, man, and I mean, a lot of the wrestlers as well pay tribute to him, such as Triple H, Bronwyn Billington, the daughter of the Dynamite Kid, put up the photo of her father, the Dynamite Kid, and the British Bulldog with Ozzy at WrestleMania 2. Everybody, I mean, from Ozzy's song "I Don't Want to Stop" being featured on the Judgment Day 07, he actually performed live on SmackDown. A guest hosted Raw with Sharon. Like, Sharon always stuck up for him. Like, those two had a great marriage and just overall great synergy with their, of course, Kelly and Jack. But, like, yeah, man, I was always entertained by Ozzy. Also, Ozzy gave us Ozfest, so that gave us another platform for Ozzy. So, I mean, just everything that he did, man, just such a legend and just such a good dude. Like you mentioned, man, like I was upset to hear about it too. So, rest in peace, Ozzy, man. Prince of Darkness, baby. Prince of Darkness.
I mean, there's how can you not like Ozzy? How can you not mourn his loss? I mean, his music, gets people going, and it's inspired so many people. And if you have bad things to say about Ozzy, like I mean, it might be maybe you should check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know what I'm saying? So.
Amen to that. I mean, he gave us "Mama, I'm Coming Home." He gave us one of my personal favorites, "Dreamer." For those who've never heard that song by Ozzy, that one's a real good one. But yeah,
I mean, "Barker at the Moon" is an all-time jam. That's just remember that he had that tour where he was running up and down the steps and he was going crazy. Like, there was one time, it was right after I think he hit the bat too. There was one time when Ozzy was a legit crazy person. He got arrested in the early '80s. If you see his mugshot. His mugshot in a St. Louis Blues jersey and jet blonde hair, and he's on something. He's drunk or something's going on there because he doesn't look sober at all. But I mean, that's again, it's like legendary stuff, like legendary shit like that. So
we do have to mention the one movie quote. I know I mentioned Little Nicky earlier. You could do it, Ozzy. Bite his freaking head off. The other one we have to mention, boobs, Ozzy. Gold member.
It's gold.
It's solid gold, baby. Fuck me. Fuck you.
Takes a bucket list cross all Japanese twin.
Casey and the Sunshine Band. No.
This is going to be very bad news, Beth. Walter Matthau.
Rest in peace, Ozzy. Now we got to get to the other one that did happen on Thursday, one of the big ones. This one, I'll be honest with you, Dave Scherer, wrestling journalist of PW Insider, said it best. It's a tale of two people. Rest in peace. The immortal Hulk Hogan passed away at the age of 71, cardiac arrest at his home. He is survived by his now current wife, Sky, and of course, Brooke and Nick. I'm going to say this right now, and we're going to get into the tale of two people. I'm not going to gloss over it, but for those that are wishing death and are happy and celebrating the death of Hulk Hogan, y'all are very low, and y'all can really F to the left, F to the right, spin around, go F yourself tonight, because this is a man who does have kids, and Nick and Brooke lost a father. So, I mean, if y'all are doing that, then y'all just scum on the earth. Y'all shouldn't be doing
that's scum. I mean, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
For anyone to say that about anyone, let alone, I don't care who it is, and I don't care what opinions you might have, to badmouth someone on the announcement of their death, who is not universally reviled at all, and in fact is quite the opposite. And I mean, just look, I know enough to know that what he meant to the wrestling business is immeasurable. You can't really put into words properly how much he elevated the sport. He took the sport, or whatever you want to call it, brand, entertainment, whatever, from a regional thing to the next thing you know, he's on the cover of Sports Illustrated and is a household name, and everyone knows about the WWF. And then they're on NBC with the main event, and then WrestleMania just explodes. It all happens because he created this persona that just took off and connected with people. And you've seen it, I've seen it, all of the people that are grown-ass men, Mike Larkin, right? Grown-ass men. And you were the hero of my childhood. I saw people holding up their action figures and stuff. And by the way, I know we'll get to the tribute was amazing. I did watch the tribute. It was amazing. I know you watched it live. I didn't watch it live, but it was amazing. Whatever you want to say about him personally, and whatever you think about his own personal views, what he did for wrestling, you can't put a price on. He made it what it is. The WWE is not what it is without Hulk Hogan. Like, that's just the bottom line. There's no getting around that. I mean, I think that he did more for this brand than just about any, like Andre the Giant is close too, but really Hulkamania, I mean, just exploded and made the WWF explode, and that's because of Hulk. So whatever you want to say about him as a person, he did so much for the sport that it's not even funny. And so for anyone to badmouth him, like, you're not a wrestling fan, then you're not appreciating what he did for your life. Because if you're a wrestling fan, he touched your life in some way. I'll let you have the floor, my club.
So I said it's a tale of two people, so I'm not going to gloss over the stuff that he did, but do you want me to first talk about Hulk Hogan, the larger-than-life character, the public figure, or do you want me to talk about Terry Bollea?
You can talk about whatever you want, Mike Larkin.
Okay, so we'll go to the good stuff first. So I was a Hulkamaniac. I had the Hulk Still Rules foam finger. I had the Hollywood Hulk Hogan NWO t-shirt when I was a kid. I actually have the Hulk Hogan autobiography that came out in 2002, Hulk Still Rules. That's on my bookshelf. What you get to learn about Hulk Hogan from wanting to be in a rock band to then going into professional wrestling, starting out with the incredible Hulk Hogan character with the robe as Terry Boulder and the mask, like being managed by Freddie Blassie, the match with Andre the Giant at Chase Stadium. Of course, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about Thunder Lips is here in the flesh. Yep. And Rocky 3, 1984. Why
are they lifting him up like that? He's walking. Come here, meatball.
Right, meatball. Why are you hitting me so hard?
Yep, classic dog.
So then 84 comes. He beats the Iron Sheik and make you humble. Fuck the Hulk Hogan, as Iron Sheik used to say. Wins the WWF title. Hulkamania is here. It's the birth of Hulkamania. Main evented the inaugural WrestleMania. Him and Mr. T. I pity the fool when Mr. T was at his highest with the A-Team against Roddy Piper. And, of course, Cowboy Bob Orton being involved. And Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff will be here all day. That was major main event of the first WrestleMania. Of course, he did have the 93,000 in the Pontiac Silverdome WrestleMania 3, one of the biggest gates ever against Andre the Giant, slamming the Giant. We could be here all day. Him and I quote this all the time. Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, WrestleMania 5. You got lust in your eyes,
Hogan.
One of our personal favorites. We could talk about him and the Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 6. The Ultimate Babyface against Babyface. When you think of Hulk Hogan during the 80s and the 90s, the Hulkamania character being the ultimate babyface, being years as on top as champion, just being that figure, like you mentioned, transcended, being on talk shows like David Letterman, being on movies like Mr. Nanny, Suburban Commando, No Holds Barred, really being involved.
Major League 2.
Major League 2, yes, being involved in the public eye.
Black Hammer, White Lightning. Yes. With Omar Epps, Mike Larkin.
Jesus.
See that? See how I bought that back, dog?
I see what you did there. So, from being who he was, that transcended this genre into pop culture, and of course, him and Roddy Piper, the war to settle the score, the rock and wrestling connection in the mid-'80s. For me, man, when you got to the 90s and the fans started booing him, even when he got to WCW, I mean, he was still getting booed, but that fateful night at Bash at the Beach 96, when he turned heel and joined the NWO, which he did not want to do, which would have been really interesting to see if he would have stayed babyface and they would have went with the original plan to Sting in the NWO. Wouldn't have been as big as it was, to be completely honest. But having Hulk Hogan, Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash in the NWO, that was one of the greatest heel turns ever. I don't want to hear about John Cena now because that was cool, but nothing will ever beat Hulk Hogan turning heel and running wild. What?
Stupid, Mike Larkin.
I know.
John Cena was stupid.
He's trying now. I hate it too, to be honest with you. I can't wait till SummerSlam when it's over. But Hulk Hogan had one of the greatest heel turns ever. The NWO was cool while the WWF was doing the.
And it made them the Monday Night Wars, right? It elevated the Monday Night Wars, and then it made wrestling even bigger. Like everything that he did elevated the game, elevated it to another freaking level. Like. And WO would never have been what it was without Hulk Hogan. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
right. I mean, even if you look at the WWF, they were cool because they were new, they were heels. WWF was doing the cartoon characters at the time, like your favorite wrestler, the Goon. So they were killing them in the Monday Night Wars.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like rock and wrestling, Mike Clark.
No, I'm talking about like in the '90s, NWO, the new generation era for WWF sucked because during the
I see that's interesting. Like, because I was going to talk about that too, because like even rock and wrestling,
yes,
like exposed it to a whole generation of children,
yes,
and he became like a hero to them. Like that, even that was like everything he did.
He touched
elevated.
Yes, say your prayers, take your vitamins. Like that influenced a lot of kids to get in the right shape. It really made a positive influence on kids, and I am not denying what that man did for the Make-A-Wish Foundation and how he loved his fans. I'm not going to deny that. I think that is absolutely amazing and absolutely wonderful. But then we now get to the other side of the coin. This is the Terry Bollea portion of this part. So I'm going to just say it bluntly, and I'm just talking about what this recent run of his. He was a massive, and you got to let me finish this because I'm going to turn it back around here. So let me do this. He was a massive piece of shit. He politicked in wrestling to make sure finishes would get changed because he had creative control. That the infamous "that doesn't work for me, brother." The Undertaker, when he first beat him for the title, that being Undertaker beat Hogan, saying that, he hurt his neck taking the tombstone when the tombstone didn't even take the chair, just so he can get the belt right back at the next month's pay-per-view. We could
sabotage the union, right? Sabotage the union, Jesse, right?
Yeah, we were gonna get to Jesse, who still would not talk to him at all. Sabotage the union. I mean, he did also testify against Vince. If it wasn't for that, Vince McMahon would not have been so lucky. But he was very lucky that Hogan was at that trial. Yeah, I mean, he lied about taking steroids on the Arsenio Hall show. There was a lot of stuff that he did. Of course, the racist stuff that came out, which a lot of people pointed out that the day of his passing was the same day 10 years ago when the WWF kiboshed him and they took him out of the Hall of Fame and all the stuff that happened there and everything that leaked. I mean, look, y'all, when it comes to that portion of it, you cannot the John Graziano stuff, giving him and his friend beer, talking in the jail cell with Nick, talking about, hey man, God gave him what was coming to him, and the fact that we get reincarnated, and I don't want to say this, brother, but I don't want to be no blue his eyes when I get there, and the fact that he legit said that, and the fact that the N-word, if my daughter was dating a rich N-word, I wouldn't have a problem with that. And apologizing, but not really during the WWE stuff. That stuff is just, you can't play that. So it's a tale of two. What
about I want to drop the leg on Gawker, brother?
That too. Well, that's another part where I didn't like that was Rick. When you also want to, first of all, he even said this last election. Well, it's not funny. The last recent election where he's just like, brother. This may sound a little racist, brother, but we should scalp her and I'll drop the leg on Kamo. Like that's not funny. That's not funny at all. Dropping the leg on Gawker, the sex tape with Bubba the Love Sponge. I feel like a pig brother after he had sex with his wife. Just a lot of stuff that Hogan did. Like I said, the personal stuff, piece of shit. But if you really want to separate the two, and I'm going to say, and if people could be like, oh, derp, I'm not saying he didn't have a legacy. I was a Hulkamania. I'm saying the larger-than-life character that he was influenced generations of pop culture and professional wrestling. I respect that, and I'm not going to lie to you. When I watched the tribute, since you want to talk about the tribute as well, the 10-bell salute that they did for him, and that 6-minute package with Triple H narrating, I cried. I legit cried because it's so weird seeing Hulk Hogan on the screen instead of him not coming out and making an appearance and seeing that graphic. I cried. It did. Seeing Eric Bischoff and Jimmy Hart, two of his closest friends, cry. Like, that got me. I will say that to you right now. But we're not going to gloss over the fact that his lasting legacy is of what I just mentioned. And the fact that the last appearance he had on the WWE was he got booed in California at the Raw Netflix premiere because they weren't seeing Hulk Hogan, the Hulkamaniac's brother and whatnot. They were seeing Hulk Hogan, this racist piece of crap. That's the difference. So, I mean, if you want to look at this two separate men, because it was a mixture of emotions, and Cody Rhodes got a lot of crap for this. So Cody Rhodes came out on SmackDown. He did the tribute. He said, thank you, Hogan, like everybody did, right? So the beginning of his speech, he goes, it's a sad day. We lost one of our own. And he pretty much said, like, they have a lot of conflicted emotions here, or complicated emotions, and people are like, what do you mean it's complicated? Because of the stuff that he said. So people are going to get complicated. It's going to be complicated. He's right in what he said, but he honored him. But yeah, the WWE did a great job, and this is where AEW comes into this. I know I'm all over the place, but AEW.
No. Say what you got to say.
I know. AEW came into this because Tony Khan, WWE said something. All these independent wrestling companies said something. TNA said something. TNA, Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, where he worked, they dedicated the whole show to Hulk Hogan. Like they said, this show's dedicated to Hulk Hogan. They did their show. WWE, amazing tribute. AEW didn't say anything until yesterday when Tony Schiavone, not Tony Khan, put out something. Tony Schiavone, who worked in WCW's announcer, paid a tribute to Hogan and his kids. And the reason why they got shit on is because of what happened years ago when AEW first started. And there was a tweet from Linda Hogan pretty much saying something about the Black Lives Matter movement. And then Tony Khan said, congratulations, you and your husband are now banned from coming at any AEW shows. And a lot of people are like, Tony, you can... Because, yes, you could say what you will, like the complicated stuff like I mentioned, but, Tony, you could at least say something. You said it for other people that were in WWE who you've had, and you're not going to say anything for Hulk Hogan, even though he's one of the people that transcended. If it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, you wouldn't be here, Tony. Like, you should have said something, but they said something yesterday. It took them 2 whole flipping days, but whatever. It just, that irked a lot of people. But for me, I will choose to remember Hulk Hogan for one of my absolute favorite matches at WrestleMania, him and The Rock, which people have so many different things about that because, everybody wants to be about that 5-star wrestling match. Mm-hmm. That match was just aura. The people turning on The Rock, who was the babyface. Hogan was the heel with the NWO. Hogan and Rock, I could watch Hogan and Vince from WrestleMania 19 all day. I could watch anything that really Hulk Hogan did from the early stuff from the WrestleManias. The Andre the Giants will be here all day in the NWO run. But if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, a lot of us wouldn't be wrestling fans. And if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, we wouldn't have had a lot of guaranteed money that we got with Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Hulk Hogan with the NWO. But yeah, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. The man did some questionable things, but there is no doubt about it that his legacy will live forever. And Hulkamania will still be running wild. So I'll end it off.
Okay. No. I got a question for you now. We're not done yet. I got a question for you now. How do you feel about him becoming a born-again Christian?
Honestly, to be completely honest with you, I think that's awesome. I think this was like recently too, right?
Yeah, like the last few years, I think, right?
I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. Being the spiritual cat that I am, I think that's wonderful. But still, you got the racist side to you. All right, and I'll say this. All right, you want to do the spiritual route here? I'll go spiritual route. The problem with him is, I'm going to use a word that is used in spirituality. He didn't repent. Now, Michael Vick was a piece of shit and he was in jail. But Michael Vick made up for the fact of the crap that he did with the dogfighting ring and all that stuff. He repented his sins.
Well, hold on. He did apologize to Mick Foley.
Yes, he did apologize to Mick. That first
of all, apologize to Mick Foley.
That wasn't racist, though. That had nothing to do with the racist comments.
Well, he did repent. That's repent, right? Isn't that repentance?
But I'm referring to the racist stuff.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with.
Okay. Yeah. No. That's all right. Go ahead.
It has nothing to do with.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Thank you, Ye. So that has nothing to do with racist stuff. And yes, and brother Devon Dudley, forgave him for this stuff, and that's cool. If you want to forgive him, that's fine. That he has that's his personal choice. But a lot of people did not. So I mean, he didn't repent his sins of what being a racist or try to fix the fact that he was racist. That half-ass apology of, oh brother, brother, you make sure you don't get caught. Like that's not an apology. That's bullshit. That's just the fact that you want to save your image. And yeah, it's just that was a bullshit apologies. Now you're getting worked up with the Mick Foley stuff. But no, he didn't apologize. He didn't repent his sins. I'm glad that he's right with the Lord. I think that's wonderful. And I believe in forgiveness, but he didn't appropriately apologize for the fact that he's a racist. He still kept saying racist shit. And just because of that is why his legacy has a little bit of that tarnish on it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So, but like, if I'm not mistaken, and I think you might have told me this too, yeah. Brooke and him were estranged for a while. It might even up to the time of his death, right? Is that true? Were him and Brooke estranged?
An article just came out about that. I'm glad you brought that up. So apparently Brooke hasn't talked to him since 2023. And she even put out, like, I'm glad the last thing that I told my dad was that I loved him. There was a lot of stuff going on. I think there was talk, like, she even at the time was like telling him, you got to slow down because of the stuff that he was doing. And I mean, like, that was the last conversation they had, was the fact that she told him that she loved him. That they hadn't spoken for 2 years. I mean, she estranged herself from all of her family. But yeah, the last time they spoke was in 2023. And I mean, as far as the other stuff goes, I mean, he was just starting Real American Freestyle Wrestling with Eric Bischoff, who I know was tore up from the floor up from, and I saw him crying. And he's still going to be doing that event on August 30th. He said the show must go on, brother. So, I mean, Eric Bischoff was tore up. Jimmy Hart was. Everybody was tore up, man. It was just, it's sad. It really is. And I mean, I didn't want to gloss over the other stuff because we got to talk about it. But my point being is he did some questionable things. He did a lot of things that made you just turn your head up and just like shake your head, but you cannot deny the man's legacy and what he did for professional wrestling and the art form that it is. And also, I'll say right now, he gave us some of the greatest pops ever. When you know you're over, when you're standing in the middle of the ring, when he came back to WWE in 2003, and for 10 minutes, it was a standing ovation, and he didn't say a word. His Hall of Fame speech in 2005, where he got the biggest pop of the night, like everything, that WrestleMania where he attacked Muhammad Hassan and Daivari and saved him from Eugene, like that pop was amazing. Like everybody wanted to see Hogan wrestle again. When he came back in 2002 before the match with The Rock, the man had an aura everywhere he went. You could not deny that. He was getting some of the biggest.
The crowd was going nuts at Sky Dome.
Yes, look at you.
When he was fighting, when he was going, him and The Rock going at it, and the crowd was going nuts because of him, because of Hulk, not because of the freaking Rock.
They were. So the Canadian fans in Toronto that night. Hogan was the heel, Rock was the babyface. But when Hogan hit the leg drop, like those people were like, you know what? Come on, Hogan, you can do this. And then he turned babyface after that. It fucked up the NWO run, but hey, he turned babyface after that.
Because they love Hulk. They love Hulk.
And that was his first match back in the WWE in 9 years. So yes. You could say the politics stuff, the creative control, that doesn't work for me, brother, which is all true. But yeah, there was never going to be another like Hulk Hogan. And also just, yeah, he did a lot. He really did. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. I know it was going to be long-winded, but we had to separate the two.
No, listen. This is our show. This is the type of attention we need to give stuff like this. I mean, whether I like it or not, this show is always going to have a wrestling flair to it because you always bring that to the table. But I love it, and it's another pop culture element. And Hulk is probably the one figure bigger than anybody else that crosses the threshold from just niche entertainment to all-out pop culture phenomenon. I mean, Hulkamania is an absolute phenomenon, and it's going to live on forever. And only he could have created that. Like, only he could have come up with Hulkamania and the thousands, millions of fans around the world.
I think you could also equate it to like The Rock and Cena. I mean, in this generation, you could say Cena. And they were originally going to do that match actually at WrestleMania one year, but that didn't happen. They were actually going to do Cena and Hogan, which would have made sense. I mean, and people I saw were calling Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker fake for giving him rest in peace. Like, they didn't like him. Look, I mentioned The Undertaker and You Got Me, Brother, and him screwing up his first title run. But The Undertaker knows, like, that was a huge part of his career, beating Hulk Hogan in his first year in the WWF for the title. And I mean, I'm sure like him and Hogan were cordial. They didn't have to be the best of friends. He laughed at friggin' Hogan getting booed in California, but he understands what he did for the business, and they were always cordial. Shawn Michaels literally oversold him because he got pissed at Hogan, because this again goes back to the political side of things. Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan, the best wrestler of the 80s versus the best wrestler of the 90s, because when you think of 90s WWF, you think of Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels was supposed to have a 3-match series with Hulk. That was going to be like Shawn won one, Hogan won one, and then they do the rubber match. They only had one match at SummerSlam, and Shawn was pissed that Hogan didn't want to do the 3 series, so he oversold him in one of the funniest matches ever, but it still gave us Shawn and Hogan, and Shawn and Hogan were then like cordial after that. So, I mean, you can even mention Hogan Knows Best, since you mentioned I Love It. One of the infamous moments was him putting in that Young Jeezy CD, and I love it, and just grooving to Young Jeezy, which was hilarious. But you could say what you will. From reality show, Hogan Knows Best.
Hardcore dog.
What's that?
He's hardcore dog.
I know. The guy hundreds on the table, and I love it. But no, he did have some funny moments. But yeah, rest in peace, Hogan. Again, it's a very complicated thing. But for those that are celebrating his death, like, I'm not celebrating his death. You're low, you're scum, fuck off. But you do have to mention, like, his lasting legacy in recent times may have not been so well, but the man that he was, his legacy that he had cannot be demolished.
Look, nobody is perfect, Mike Clark.
I know.
You know, no one. No. I'm not saying this for you. I'm saying this for the people who have no sense of decorum or respect or anything like that. Nobody is perfect. Okay, like, everybody has things that, you know, are not the best, and they're not happy about, you know, maybe coming to light. We've all got issues. Okay, like, that doesn't mean that he deserves to be regaled as a legend for what he did for his profession and for his business. Like, he touched millions of fans around the world, and, you know, that says so. That should mean something. And, you know, if the first thing you do when someone like that passes away is talk about their flaws and just shit on them, then screw you. Fuck you. Like, get a life. You got no life. You fat loser, and you have body odor. Like,
fat loser and you have body odor.
Like, fucking, like, come on. Just for the Hulkster, come on. I mean, and, you know, you don't have to agree with the guy politically. You don't have to agree with the guy about some of his views and race relations and things like that. But come on.
Now, I'll even say this. Like, people can say what they will, but I'll tell you, one of the biggest pops of WrestleMania 30 was that opener when it was Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and Stone Cold all in the same ring. Like, people, like, we never thought we would have seen that. We had Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and Stone Cold all in one ring, and it was awesome. Like, I mean, he did get booed at the 2021 WrestleMania where he co-hosted. He got booed in his own hometown, and that was but yeah, no. I mean, he was transcendent. He's in the WWE Hall of Fame twice. Once as with himself in 2005, and then during the COVID time as a part of the NWO. So I mean, you can't deny the heel run, the babyface run, everything that he did. So, yeah. Rest in peace, brother.
Yeah, rest in peace, brother.
HH.
I'm gonna miss the tweets. Mike Clark. And hey, Hulk, I'm balls deep in Brook. Can I get a retweet?
Retweet. And it's the Bam Margera thing. I just heard about Bam, and Bam's like,
"Oh yeah, miss you, man. Great times, HH or something like that."
It's like, I'm alive, brother, man. And now Bam even brought up that tweet back on Twitter, and I about died. But yeah, he gave his nice little tribute to Hulk. I'm gonna miss you, man. Oh shit.
Oh man, yeah. Rest in peace, Hulkster.
The one other cameo I remember he was in Muppets in Space.
My God. Oh, yeah. I haven't thought about that in years.
Yeah. I'm a bad guy now, dude. What are you doing, Hulk Hogan? I'm a bad guy now. Well, I will say this. Rest in peace to each and every one of those gentlemen that we mentioned. All legends in their own accord within their respective crafts. So I'm just going to put this out here. The other wrestling part, next week is SummerSlam. 2-night event. First ever 2-night SummerSlam.
Summerfest, though?
Shut up. So Cody Rhodes and John Cena in the street fight is main eventing the following week's SummerSlam for night 2. Can we? And I like John Cena, I do, but this heel turn has kind of been meh for me. I can't. Everybody's like, can we just go back to being babyface John, like sappy John again, never give up? Come on, can we just? So they're building to it with Cody talking about, I want to face the real John Cena, and there's talk of doing a double turn where Cena goes back to being the babyface and Cody being a heel and The Rock getting involved, which I'm fine with that. But it's like, how are we going to explain John just going back to being a babyface, seeing the light, Jack, and doing what he's doing there? So I'm going to say right now, the only reason I bring it up to is because his heel turn, despite the moments with like Randy Orton and CM Punk, his heel turn is good dog shit. And the problem is it's 13 years too late. They should have done it in 2012 after he lost to The Rock at WrestleMania, but Vince said no. He said no, and John's like, I recorded new music, I had new gear, and Vince was like, no, we're going to keep you babyface. That would have been the time to do it. Now it's just like, I get it. It's never been done before since 2003, but it's not working. It's not working.
It's not for him. Not for him. No, I want him to, you can't see me. My time is now. My clock. I want that back. My clock. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Well, I think we're going to get that back because he can't be a heel for the last 4 months of his run.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably be in their best interest to do that. So.
I mean, the problem is people still cheer him, and I think that's always been the one diminishing part. If you're going to have a heel, have it be the despicable here. If they're still cheering for him, then there's always that interesting part of like the cool heel versus.
Well, they cheered for Hogan though when he did, right?
They did when he was a heel. Okay, well we'll go back to Hogan for a second. When he came back in 2002 with the NWO with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall at that No Way Out pay-per-view, they got the biggest reaction because it was the NWO and WWF. This is what they wanted from the Invasion, because if you remember the Invasion angle where the WCW guys and ECW guys taking on the WWF, we got a lot of good people like Booker T and DDP, Bang, and whatnot, but we didn't get the big names who sat out their contract, like the Bill Goldbergs, like the Hulk Hogans, like the Scott Halls, the Kevin Nashes, and all these people that were coming in. We didn't get Scott Steiner. We got, all like the B+ players, so to speak.
Yeah.
And mind you, they were good, but it wasn't the same without them who came in a year later after that. I mean, Bill Goldberg just retired. And he's still pissed about that because NBC, like network television, Bill, they cut off the last 30 seconds of his speech. And it's like, Bill, it's a thing called network TV. And he was like pissed about it. It's like, Bill, you've been complaining about this for 2 years, ever since Vince did Vince things. He was supposed to get a retirement match and he didn't get it. And he'd been bitching. And Triple H and them made it up to you and said, hey, Bill, we're going to have you wrestle at Saturday night's main event. We're going to have you win in Atlanta, Georgia, and this is where it turns back to Hulk Hogan, where you beat Hulk Hogan for the WCW championship at the Georgia Dome. We're going to have you wrestle in your adopted hometown, and then, that was it. And he lost to Gunther, and then he got the nice little farewell, which they played the speech on their socials, which got a lot of traction as far as their YouTube channel as well. So, Bill, stop bitching. They gave you a favor. They said, here, Bill, here's your match, now fuck off.
Yeah,
I don't know what you want. You're 58, Bill. Like, just take the belt, take the money. They gave you the match.
Just go, come on, it's good enough. Come on,
that's what I'm saying,
man.
And I'm sure Bret Hart is somewhere cheering right now because he ended Bret Hart's career. So.
The Hitman.
Well, I would be pissed too because you end my career, you concuss me, and then I get a stroke not too long after that. Like, fuck. And Bill is like, I don't know how many times I have to apologize to Bret. And Bret's like, no. He's like Jesse Ventura with Hogan. He's like, no, fuck your apology. Fuck your apology, Bill. Which he has every right to do. That's his choice.
Oh, Mike Clark, I forgot to mention,
which one?
I saw Ric Flair on TMZ in tears.
Yes. Okay, that's a perfect one. So We mentioned Eric Bischoff. We mentioned Jimmy Hart, who was at the tribute. But yeah, Ric Flair, who in his own right also had problems with Hogan for a little bit there. He was just, he was really upset. He was in tears. He's like, you have no idea how much he meant to the business. A and B, like Ric Flair was in the NWA for what Hulk Hogan was in WWF. That's like both respective companies right there. So two larger life characters in their own right.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it just goes, again, it just shows to show you the wide ranging impact that he had. And isn't that going to be another one like him? And I, they try and you can tell that the WWE is trying to recreate a little bit of that with Cena, but Cena, it's not the same.
Well, I mean,
like,
all right. So I like
Cena's great. Listen, no. Cena's gonna get his Hall of Fame, and he's gonna be a legend too. But it's not the same.
Okay, so
that's what I'm saying.
We'll go to that, and I'm gonna say Cena could be the equate, and I'll tell you why. When Hulk Hogan went to WCW, like in '94, right, and he did everything that he did in WCW, the early babyface turn where he got booed, and then the NWO. They tried to make another Hulk Hogan in the WWF. They had Lex Luger. Lex Luger was not it. And I don't mean to disrespect Lex Luger, and I like Lex Luger, but what they tried to make him like the next Hulk Hogan, the total package and all that, he was not going to be that guy because they had the Lex Express, they had I'll Be Your Hero playing on in the background. He was not going to be that next Hulk Hogan because Lex Luger hated the fans and didn't want to talk to them. He just enjoyed riding the bus, going to the hotel, and being left alone. So you cannot make Lex Luger, who was a great body, great talent, but he was never going to be Hulk Hogan. Cena you can equate because what he did for the kids, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and how he resonated with this generation. And when he first started doing Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect in 2005 to where he is now, that's what really got Cena. I mean, you could talk about Cena's career with the word life. This is basic thugonomics and the start of and all that good stuff that came into fruition. When you got Hustle, Loyalty, Respect Cena from 05 to now, that's what got him. And he transcended with the popular culture. Like he was on all the talk shows. He was doing the WWE movies. His in-ring work to even transcending out of that, like The Rock did. So I mean, Cena is the closest equivalent to what Hulk Hogan was in the 2000s.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that, but like, I still think Hulk is more impactful because Cena didn't really elevate. I'm going to talk about elevating the game. Cena didn't really elevate the game, in my view, anyway. I don't think that the WWE or like wrestling was like that much better, had more exposure because of John Cena. But like, Hulk Hogan's the only guy that's ever been on the cover of Sports Illustrated. The only wrestling guy that's ever been on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Like that's the type of reach that Hulk had. Like, and I don't see Cena as being as transcendent. That way.
Well, no, I mean, I agree with you on that because, again, it's different time periods. But when Cena was really hitting it big, WWE was still in the ruthless aggression era where a lot of people kind of tuned out because, that they were so pissed off with the invasion and Attitude Era was done. There was no other company. I mean, TNA and Ring of Honor were starting to get off their feet, but it was mostly
that was when there was backyard wrestling, right, Mike Larkin?
What about backyard wrestling?
That was when their right, Attitude was it? You said Attitude Era, right? No, Ruthless Aggression was when there was that was the backyard wrestling stuff, right?
What the hell are you talking about? What backyard wrestling?
That was when they were worried about the backyard wrestling controversy and kids wrestling in their backyards.
That was that was still the Attitude Era. That was 2000.
Okay, I was still Attitude Era. Okay.
Yeah, because all right, I'm going to say it. I do this for her. All right, we're going to go there since he wants to talk about backyard wrestling. I do this for her. I do this for
I'm feeling very phenomenal right now, my luck.
Friggin' the Cosmic Smasher. WWF sucks. WCW sucks. WCW sucks. They're not even hitting each other. We do this for love of the sport of professional wrestling. What?
We got a couple of bruises, a couple of little scratches, broken ankles.
Broken ankles? What the fuck is wrong with you? You don't even know what the hell they're doing. You don't know if you're selling it or they're doing. You're so believable.
Look at them. They can't afford insurance. Like wow. They're not going to go to the hospital for that. Come on.
I mean, they're so believable. You're so believable. It's fantastic.
He got us again.
God damn it, he got us again. Yeah, that.
Let's go, Knicks.
Let's go. I have Knicks fever. Brooke Shields, call me. What? No, I completely. The point being, before we got to backyard wrestling, and you cut yourself. You call your mom. You tell her that you cut yourself. I don't have these kids cutting themselves with razor blades on my watch. God damn it! Don't you cut yourself? No gigging, sir. No gigging. So.
Cosmic Smasher.
Cosmic Smasher? Youth suicide, baby. Youth suicide. Okay.
He's got wood panel walls, Mike Larkin.
I know. I'm aware. I've seen that episode. When Mick Foley is telling you not to do it, then the man who jumped off his own roof. Yeah.
The man who eats popcorn out of a trash bag.
The man who literally folds up his clothes and just puts them in a bag because he's cheap. The man who fell off the Hell in a Cell and literally has had bad concussion syndrome where he forgot where he lived and drove past his house.
Oh my God!
You didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that, did you? He wrote about it in his book. Like, the concussions were so bad that he literally drove past his house.
He dresses like a homeless person.
I know. The flannel and everything. I know. I'm aware. But the point being here is, the homeless person, is that Mick Foley was actually trained as a wrestler by Dominic Benucci. He actually went to wrestling school. Because you saw Mick Foley jump off his roof and you thought, oh, I do that too. Yeah, it doesn't mean you're a wrestler. I do that too. Triple H. Oh. So it's one of those things where it's like, shut your punk ass mouth. But no, back to what I was saying about Cena before we went to the Cosmic Smasher route. I think wrestling's retarded. They're not even hurting themselves. So, Cosmic Smasher is like John Cena, the Ruthless Aggression era, where he got big with the hustle, loyalty, respect, and all the bright colored T-shirts. That was during the PG era, which a lot of people tuned out of because they were not liking WWE's direction to go PG because Linda McMahon was running for senator. And that kind of started a lot of dips of people tuning out of professional wrestling. It wasn't really as big as it was. It still had its fan base, but they were gearing more towards
trying to be more family, Mike Larkin.
Family oriented, yes. And they
more puppies.
Yes, Jerry Lawler not saying puppies anymore. So they went more towards the family
puppies.
Puppies. The family friendly route. And people were like, no. And they tuned out, but they still had a big fan base. But yeah, nothing will ever beat that's why they call it the golden age of wrestling, the 80s, man. The 80s. With Hogan.
Yeah, man.
Savage. Oof.
Almost everything was better in the 80s, Mike Larkin.
I love the 80s. Strikes
Back. 3D.
I love the 80s.
Mike Larkin. They did one for every year.
Yes.
And there were 3 different series.
Yes.
And all of them were an hour long.
Yes,
so when you add it all up, they made 30 hours worth of material talking about the 80s.
I mean, even I love the 70s. What do they do? I love the 70s. And
I love the 70s.
I love the 70s. I think they did the 70s part 2. Well, there was I love the 90s, and then I love the 90s part 2. I mean, I love the new millennium. I watched I Love the 2000s.
They made see, this is when it got ridiculous when they were doing best week ever and then I Love the Millennium in the 2010s.
That was ridiculous. And then
that's when it started to get ridiculous and then it was all right, enough with the interview shows. Enough.
We get it. Yeah. I mean, they also did I Love the 2000s in 2014. And
they did I Love the Holidays. I love
toys. Yes.
That's when it got really dumb. I'm like, this is dumb.
They're all on YouTube now. Some retro shout out to Retro Gamer on YouTube. He uploaded the whole series, and I'm just saying, it's like
I'm sure they're edited though. I'm sure you have to edit some of that stuff because of copyright.
Yeah,
but I know I can get you the full ones though.
Thank you. You got me the hookup. I feel you. All right. But no, yeah, I agree because when it's like I love toys and it's Christmas, I'm like, why are we doing this? I love the holidays. I love toys.
Like just talking about Halloween and okay, enough. Like this is getting dumb. Like this is getting really dumb.
I'll be honest. I was dumb. I was done after.
Well,
I was done after I Love the 90s part 2. I was done after that. That was it for me.
Really? Wow. See, I watched part of the I Love the 2000 of the Millennium.
I love the 2000s. I love the new
millennium. I love the new whatever. But like That's when it started getting ridiculous. But I wanted to watch I Love 2000 because that's the one that had
Still 25 years later is awesome. What's up? Boo! That was terrible, Todd.
Is that coming back?
Because I love that.
For that to come.
I've been waiting for that to come back. Tony Orlando is the best part of That's My Boy.
McLaughlin, he makes the whole freaking movie. He steals every scene that he's in. You know, McLaughlin, I could have 6 girls over here making out with each other in 15 minutes.
We gonna get on
good with the cucumbers on his eyes.
Great, like Tony Orlando. I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that brother-sister part, but I'm totally against that. And he's like, "Yeah, I did have sex with your fiance, but I didn't know about the incest stuff."
Adultery is bad.
First of all, if you're gonna do it,
adultery is wrong.
No,
adultery is bad. It's bad and wrong, Mike Larkin.
God, adultery is bad, but it's fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, hold on a minute. I gotta go. He's
like, oh, please don't let him tell mommy about our secret tickle time. Secret tickle time? You got a name for it? I got to tell you, I did not see Happy Gilmore 2 yet, but I did see that Eminem's in it, and I cracked up just because.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, Michael. Honestly, it just came out like today.
No, like 2 days ago.
Or yesterday.
Yeah.
As we're recording this.
So, Eminem plays the son of, "You will not make this putt, you jackass." So he's the one calling him a jackass while he's playing. He's like, "You know what? I'm kind of glad your dad's not around." And then his family, of course, is like, "Well, what are you going to do about it, old man?" And then they beat up Eminem, and he's in the water with the gators, and he's like ready to fight the gators, and he gets mollywopped. That was one of the scenes that came out. But yeah, he plays the son of, "You will not make this." He's in the Sizzler in the sky, as Eminem put it. He's in the Sizzler in the sky.
That looks like a job for him, Mike Larkin.
Oh, I mean, Eminem, and I love Eminem. I really do. But yeah.
Doesn't need a little controversy because it feels so empty without me.
You know what I got to say to that?
What's that?
Nobody listens to techno. Let's go. I know that you got a job, Miss Shady, but your husband's heart problem is complicating.
Grab the doctor while he's operating.
That's what I'm saying. And again, love Eminem, but angry Eminem will always be the best.
The first 4 albums
are amazing.
And D12
are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
My band,
yep.
my band.
Everybody got my salsa.
My salsa makes all the pretty girls want to dance and take off their
underpants. My salsa.
Hey, where everybody go? The first 4, the Slim Shady LP, the Marshall Mathers LP, the Eminem Show Encore, classics. After that, meh.
Absolutely, dog. Like he's never going to be better than when he was angry.
Did you see him talking to like his past self, like Eminem talking to like Slim Shady, like and all that? Pretty much talking about how he's come through all the drug stuff and all that. And I know he's got the newer songs are fine, the Abracadabra, but I'm sorry, there's nothing that will ever beat Eminem when he was angry, just going at Christina Aguilera and everybody. Nothing will ever beat that. There won't. I'm sorry. It was a time like you'd have to be there, and also because the Gen Zers will probably cancel him after all that stuff. That's the issue. Is that problem because Gen Zers have to go buck wild. Yeah. Did you see they're trying to put a
buck wild?
Buck wild. Did you see also that they put a warning on Rush Hour 2? Not Rush Hour 2. The first Rush
yes. Yeah. Mike Larkin.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that's getting a little ridiculous. And luckily, though, like I think with the way that the culture is shifting, hopefully you start to see some of that stuff go away because you're starting to see some stuff that wasn't allowed start to become allowed again. Like we can say retard again, and we can say gay again, and like so. Like I think the culture is starting to turn away from. I mean, woke is dead. Obviously, if you watch South Park, woke is dead.
I will get to that in a minute.
So I think the culture is shifting. I don't think you have to worry about that because I think the culture is shifting now in a different direction. So you can take that PC crap and shove it way up your butthole, Mike Larkin, because I don't think that's going to be much of an issue anymore.
Did you also see what about American Pie?
What about it?
So teens brand American
Bye-bye, Miss American Pie drove the Chevy to the levee till the levee was dry, Mike Larkin?
No, I'm talking about thank you. I'm talking about American Pie the movie.
Yes.
So
with Jason Biggs.
Of course, and Eugene Levy, yeah. So
whatever happened to Jason Biggs, Mike Larkin?
Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna pull this up so we can read this together about how ridiculous this was. I had to share this with you because you and I both agree on this. So teens brand American Pie deeply problematic after watching movie for the first time. Gen Z teenagers have been sharing their thoughts on the original American Pie franchise, with some saying the movies are deeply problematic. In October 1999, American Pie made overnight stars of Jason Biggs, Jennifer Coolidge, and Chris Pine. The iconic American film saw 4 awkward teenage boys enter a hilarious pact, lose your virginity by prom night, or go risk going to college a loser. While the teen film joins the Comedy Hall of Fame alongside Not Another Teen Movie, Superbad, and Eurotrip, not everybody believes that Paul White's film has aged well. In late March 2020, Vice set up an experiment and asked Gen Z teenagers what they really thought of various nostalgia movies. The results were pretty wild. So
you know what? I did see this article now that you bring it up.
Yeah.
And it's just the most ridiculous thing. And of course Lad Bible does not always have the best coverage of things, but see, you have to understand something about Gen Z. They're very socially awkward. Okay. Very slightly, because they're all raised by screens. And they don't get a lot of face-to-face interaction. And so, they have trouble even making friends, let alone getting into romantic situations. So if you bombard them with a movie like the original American Pie, that's going to be received very differently to someone that is, first of all, is raised in this type of a climate. With pop culturally and politically and all that stuff, but also not accustomed to relating to that type of stuff. That's something that's really gone. But losing your virginity in high school isn't considered a milestone anymore, because it happens, and especially for males, it happens to less than half the males now. It's just not happening for them. So they, one, are not going to relate to it. And number two, because of all of the, spying with a webcam and all of the things that go on in that movie, they're going to have a problem. They don't even want to see just a sex scene in a movie. Most Gen Zers prefer to not see that because they can't relate to it and doesn't move the story along. And so they polled a bunch of Gen Zers and they're like, no, we don't even want that in the movie. So I can totally get why they would think that way, but I don't think that you should be slapping a warning on it.
No.
I don't think you should be slapping a warning on any of these movies, but look, know what the movie is about, know what you're about to watch, and if you don't want to watch it, watch something else. So it's not that hard.
So I'm going to read some of the comments. And for those that want to know what the rush hour was, and I'll put that in the section of the show here. The advisory, the disclaimer on the rush hour now says, we all love our buddy comedies, but this movie was created in a different time. FYI, certain depictions, language, and humor may seem outdated and at times offensive. So that's the label that they put on rush hour now, if anybody watches that movie. So now for this one.
How old do you feel now they're saying that 2003 is a different time?
I know, right? I know.
Did you just feel like your bones turned to dust there, Mike Larkin?
Yes.
Jeez.
So I know. So this is from what they had to say. So here's Taylor, who's 16, said, I seriously can't imagine this movie being made today for so many reasons. Obviously, the whole movie is completely ridiculous, but it still annoyed me because the main characters are sexist losers and don't deserve any female attention. Taylor's thoughts were similar when it came to speaking about American Pie. They told Vice that they believe the teenage comedy to be completely ridiculous. And then I'll just read these last ones. The only thing the male characters care about is having sex. They're willing to say and do whatever just to convince the girls to have sex with them. I don't know if it was realistic when the film came out, but I think men treat women with a lot more respect and equality now, they added. However, one of Taylor's peers definitely didn't mince her words. It's bordering on incel attitudes. Now, this is Olivia, who's 18. I think if you were a teenage boy watching this, you basically feel entitled to behave however you wanted to towards women, she concluded. One scene which was particularly problematic.
No. First, no to all of that, my friend. This lady is crazy. This is just completely misguided ideology. This is
okay.
No to all of that.
Right, you gotta let me finish, and then we'll get we're almost done. So
I'll let you finish.
Okay. So I'm gonna let you finish. Okay. One scene which is particularly problematic, according to 17-year-old Hannah, is when Jim films foreign exchange student Nadia, Shannon Elizabeth, in his room. The part where Jim and the other male characters film the foreign exchange student in his room is deeply problematic, said Hannah. The film doesn't even question the morality of doing this. It makes it seem like a joke and that the dudes are all legends for getting the plan to work. It's a huge violation of privacy and definitely a sexual offense for Jim to film her, let alone to them share that with his friends. There's no way a teen film made now would allow it, she concluded. However, not everyone believes that American Pie has aged badly. On Twitter, one user wrote, throwing it out there, the American Pie films are absolutely legendary. Another said watching the first American Pie film, a classic, watching it at 14, Steve Stifler is a legend. Watching it at 38, still a legend. A third user even said he would recommend the comedies to his teenage daughter. My daughter turns 15 today. As a movie buff, I first associate this with the landmark occasion where she can now go see certain films without my say-so. He added, I'm pretty relaxed anyways, and whilst I recommend she checks out the American Pie series, I certainly won't watch with her. For those who agree with the latter, it's time to rejoice. There's apparently another installment to the American Pie franchise coming your way soon. And yeah, that was some of the things that people had to say about American Pie.
First of all, we don't need another American Pie movie. First of all,
no, I was done after Reunion. I was done after that. Yes,
enough.
But
also a little weird that let your 15-year-old daughter watch that movie. Maybe listen, not my kid, but
yeah, I get it.
A little weird, Mike Larkin. And why would you suggest that? It's a little weird.
It was weird.
It was weird.
Pull my butt apart. I just want you to know you can get this into your subconscious. Here's the thing. It is a different time period because American Pie, the first one, came out in 1999. And then the others came out in the early 2000s. And then American Reunion in the mid-2000s. But you have to understand, it's a movie. You don't have to watch the movie if you don't want to watch the movie, number one.
Right.
And number two, it fit with the times. It was the times of high school and what we got to see there. Stuff in 1999 and what we have in 2025 were different cultures. It's like we cared about stuff, but we didn't get to that extreme of, oh my God, how could they be doing this? You know what I'm saying? We just watched it for the entertainment that it was.
Well, not only that, there wasn't as much guidelines as far as proper etiquette with your computer and using webcams and stuff. And people played a lot more fast and loose with the rules in the early days of the internet. That's another thing. If you want to go down that road, the internet was also a lot different back then, and rules were a lot different back then. And that was not considered. Did you hear the sirens, Mike Larkin?
You're hardcore up in here. I get it.
That was not considered to be problematic back then. So I think that you have to, with all older movies, not just from the 90s and from our era, but from all eras, you have to be able to contextualize the time that they were in and just understand that. And not have to have warnings on everything, and we should be embracing all of our history of the past 100 years. Even if it's uncomfortable to do some of that stuff now, you have to understand this is all part of our culture and our cultural history. So you know what, times change, but no one is trying to put those movies in a modern context. And if you're trying to do that, you're not watching it the right way. Everything doesn't have to be in a modern context. I was like, yeah, you can take note that yes, that stuff would never fly today. And it's probably problematic, most of it. And if you try to do that stuff today, it would get a much different. But that doesn't mean that in the cultural context, in the historical context of what it is, that it can't still just be appreciated for what it is. And that's how I think you have to approach all older movies like that, is you have to appreciate them in the cultural context that they were made. And if you can't do that, then you probably aren't going to be able to really appreciate the movie anyway. So that's all I have to say about that, Michael Larkin.
I equate it to, and I'll make a wrestling reference too, since we much talked about how wrestling has also changed with the Hulk Hogan stuff. Well, I'll make this reference first too, as well. Like with the stamp on Rush Hour, like come on, number one, and number two, it reminds me of, like I'll give it to you like this. Since you could say, apparently we could say retard and gay again with how culture has changed. It's like back in 2006 when Triple H and Shawn Michaels and Edge and Randy Orton, they did that in-ring segment, right? And Randy Orton and Edge dressed like DX, and they were making fun of Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And then Triple H and Shawn Michaels come out to confront them, right? So they're doing the in-ring segment with the promo, and Triple H goes, "Did you know that Randy Orton is the most downloaded superstar in the whole wide world?" And Shawn Michaels goes, "In the whole wide world." And Randy Orton is all excited and he's happy because everybody's, he's the most downloaded superstar on the World Wide Web. And then Triple H goes, "Well, in the gay community." And then they show a picture of Randy Orton in the shower with a towel over him. So yes, and that's why I'm saying, like, I'll be honest, I laughed at that. I thought it was funny. But now if you do that now, oh my God, you can't be doing that. Same with Carlito, right? Like when Carlito had that shirt that said, "Do you spit or swallow?" And he's being interviewed by Maria Kanellis. And Carlito, and she goes, and Maria's supposed to be playing the ditzy dumb character, right? So she goes, "Carlito, what does your shirt mean by 'do you spit or swallow'? Why does it say that?" And he goes, "Well, Maria, do you spit or swallow?" And then Maria goes, "I swallow." And then he goes, "That's cool." And then he moves on. So like that stuff you can't do anymore. That's 2006. And I mean, I still remember that to this day. Kerwin White was another example. When Chavo Guerrero denounced his Hispanic heritage and they made him act like a white guy in the gating community, his catchphrase, right? The tagline was, "If it's not white, it's not right." Well, they got a phone call about that, and they had to switch it up, and it turned into if it's not Kerwin White, it's not right. So you had these examples of stuff you couldn't do, but you understood because of the times and how it relates to character and culture, and also how it relates to a lot of things that really relate to what's going on in the world. So that stuff during that time period, it makes sense. Is it controversial? Does it push the line? Yes, but that goes in with anything, really.
Yeah, and honestly, like, the culture always shifts anyway.
Uh-huh.
Like everyone is saying, like, "Oh, some of this stuff is back in again." You can say some of this, and it's like, well, I never stopped saying this stuff, right? And Mike Clark can attest to that. It's like, right? It's like, back again? What are you talking about, back again? I never stopped. What?
And here's the thing, like people like, "Oh, well, that's the thing," and people will probably look at me and go, "You let him say that?" I'm like, "That's just who he is, and he's joking. He's having fun with it. He doesn't mean he's just being playful."
This is what we do.
We do. We make fun of each other.
Don't act like you don't do it to me too, because you absolutely do.
I would never.
And I know that you probably play innocent to your other friends and like, "Oh, I don't do that. I don't do that." Like he absolutely does, and he also never stopped doing it. So I don't want to hear any of this bull crap about like, you can't do this, you can't do this. We're not butthurt.
No,
okay, we don't get butthurt like that.
I would never say. I would never call him Chaz Bono. Like I would never do that. That's just a horrible thing.
Oh no, not you. That's all, folks.
Do away with the pork. Welcome to Atlanta. Anyway, I digress. I will be your father figure. Anyway, it's just
man, you love that song, right, my logger?
Look at me, I'm a phone. So,
he's a chicken nugget holder.
I don't want to eat the chicken nuggets. Mr. Drummond, fuck you. Tell Mr. Drummond I said hi.
You got a bad detective. His head's up fucking.
Okay. So the only other thing that I really had, because we covered a lot of basis with the week of the fortunate passings in pop culture, and y'all can take the PC and shove it. The other thing that I had, we have to mention, man, Coldplay. Coldplay has found itself to be relevant again. because of a certain.
Well, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't culturally relevant, not musically relevant. Mike Larkin. So by now, everyone probably knows about the CEO that cheated on his wife and took the head of HR to a Coldplay concert and got outed, right, Mike Larkin?
Oh, yeah.
Well, now the CEO of Astronomer, this guy is now suing Coldplay.
Yep.
Because he bought his side piece to a public concert
And got caught.
And now he's suing them.
Yep, Andy Byron and Kristen Cabot is her name. Cabot, whatever the fuck her name is. But mainly Andy Byron is suing Coldplay and everything. It's great. Like, bro, you got caught. You got caught on camera.
Well, Matt Larkin, what's worse? Tell me what's worse.
Okay.
Getting caught cheating at a Coldplay concert or getting caught at a Coldplay concert.
Both are equally worse. Both equally. And look, I don't hate Coldplay, but it was never my music. Never my taste. Fucking, you can take your clocks and shove it. Nope.
Did you say clocks, Mike Larkin?
That was one of their songs. Ooh, and I won't.
Yeah, because you wouldn't say the other thing, right, Mike Larkin? You know where to shove the other thing, Mike Larkin.
That's just the school of, well, boner jams. Some of the things I was listening to in the summer of 2003.
No, but like, that's everybody listening. That's just a good show.
No, it's not.
Like, listen, like, if you're gonna cheat on your wife,
yes,
why the hell would you go to a place as public as a concert?
With a kiss cam, too.
Well, see, I don't think that they knew that they were doing that, but still.
I know.
That's like going to a sporting event, like a hockey game, and then trying to sue the team because they put you on the kiss cam and you were with your side piece. Like, you don't. There's a certain list of rules that you should be following if you are going to be unfaithful in your marriage, and one of those is do it in very private places, and also out of the way where people are not going to know you and recognize you. You know what I'm saying, Mike Larkin? Like, come on. Like, are you kidding me? Like, and then he's got the nerve to sue them? Like, dude, you were cheating on your wife with someone from your office. Like, that's not their fault. Like, honestly, like, I would love to see Coldplay get the shit suit out of them, but they're going to win this lawsuit very easily, and they should, because what is this? Are you kidding me with this guy? Are you kidding me?
Whoa, what are you doing, buddy? I'm sorry. I used to be a lot stronger.
You can write a song about it. You can call it, I got punched in the nose for sticking it in other people's business.
Sounds like a country song. So, I mean, Coldplay, like I said, they're going to win this wholeheartedly because this dude doesn't have a case. Like, bro, like you got.
No one told you to cheat.
Who told you to cheat? Coldplay didn't tell you.
No one told you to cheat on your wife.
It's stupid. And now he's friggin' resigned and he's gone. The whole thing is done. Now you're going to sue because you're a little biatch. What are you going to sue for? Emotional distress, you fucker?
He's going to lose all, my Lord. He's between the legal fees for this and for his divorce, and then he's going to lose half his shit. Like, he's going to have like no money. He's going to have like no money left, Mike Larkin. This guy screwed himself. He's going to bankrupt himself.
He's royally fucked with all expenses.
Oh my God, how can you be that big of an idiot? Like, how the hell did he become a CEO of a company?
I will take it the Jersey Shore route. He's the CEO of the I'm Fucked Foundation. That's literally what it is. He's literally the CEO of the I'm Fucked Foundation. That's what it is. And you did it to yourself. You did it to yourself.
I mean, the nerve of this guy to think that he would have a case to sue them. It's like, dude, You're bringing your side piece to a concert. How stupid are you? And then you're going to go and you're going to sue?
I laughed my ass off when they just were like sitting there, just all like happy. And then he's like, oh. I just pulled apart so quickly. Oh, shit.
Oh,
But that's the thing. If you're going to cheat, don't do it at a concert.
Yeah. There's a, I mean, he's not, you know, some guys are smart and they get away with this stuff all the time. And some are not smart and they get caught and then they lose half their shit. If you're going to cheat, do not get caught. Okay, I'm not gonna sit on here on a pulpit and be like, oh, how dare you be unfaithful to it. Your marriage isn't none of my business. I don't really give a shit. Do what you want to do. I don't care. But if you're gonna cheat, don't be a fucking asshole about it. Don't be a fucking asshole. Your marriage is your business. But do not bring your side piece to a stadium full of 10,000 people and they all might recognize you and like that's you being retarded. See, we can bring it back, Michael. I can see that.
Don't be a dumbass. Liar. Do you have any? He wants your legal advice. Stop breaking the law. Oh, okay. Oh, speaking of comedy and just wow, last thing we got to talk about. Now, South Park premiered. Oh boy,
this is Mike Larkin. This is one of the most daring and wild things that I think that they have ever done.
Oh, the Trump camp was.
I'm not kidding when I say this is a real. They're trying to egg on Trump. They're trying to possibly sabotage the merger between Skydance and Paramount, and they might be trying to get themselves just plain kicked off the air. I mean, this is just one of the craziest things. And Matt and Trey have done some very, very daring things over the years with this show. But this might be toward or at the top of the list. As far as, first of all, did you watch the episode?
I popped, yes. I thought it was funny from the beginning to end.
It's one of the most insane episodes they've done in years.
Just putting Jesus.
They have not done something that ridiculous in many, many years, since like the golden age of South Park, or like the classic years, or whatever you want to call it. This is a harken back to that. There's some strategy involved here. They're trying to do something here. There's a lot of meta commentary on themselves and on the current situation. Especially the scene at the end with Cartman and Butters. There's our stand-ins for Matt and Trey and the state of the series. And they acknowledge through the meta commentary that it's suicidal. Could be suicidal. This could be the end.
Suicidal. Suicidal.
Did you know that it got banned in Australia because of that, Mike Larkin, that song?
No, you've mentioned it only like 10 million times.
And also, Mike Larkin, does he really need that ice cream?
Oh, why'd you have to go away from
Mulan.
Or Mulan. Shout out to them. I get it. From like at the end there to putting Jesus in schools, Trump in bed with Satan. From top to bottom, I busted a gut. I thought it was very funny.
Well, you realize that in the old in the first couple of years of South Park, and going back to the late 90s, Jesus was a regular character that lived in South Park.
I know,
and had his own cable access show.
I know. I thought it was hilarious. I remember. I'm not even mad.
And then they killed him off trying to bring Christmas to Iraq.
I know, it was hilarious. I agree. I'm not going to be those.
Gentlemen, I have something to tell you. I'm backing.
It was funny. I enjoyed it. Like, I love that stuff. I've always been a South Park fan. Like, me and this pushed the envelope. I know the Trump administration did not like it. You know, they have been relevant in years. Like, dude, shut up. It was funny.
Well, that's not true, and everyone knows that that's not true.
I know, but they got butthurt, and that's what made me pop even more.
But it also wasn't really the reaction that I think that they really wanted.
Yeah,
because I think that they were trying to get him to pressure the FCC to nix the deal, the merger deal, because it was making things more complicated for them. But they were very smart to sign their $1.5 million deal before they aired the episode.
That was the big part of it too,
which was huge. And I don't think that they would have been able to get away with that and do it if they hadn't signed the deal yet. So very strategic thing that they did. They're putting it all out there. They're making note of the fact that the culture is shifting and all of a sudden. Again, Cartman is the stand-in for them, because if being woke isn't cool, and it's cool to be offensive again, and retard and gay are back, then what's their place in the where everything is South Park humor now? What is their place? And that also was about that. Well, that was one of also the underlying commentaries in that episode, is where do we fit in the culture now that everything is shifted into this way? Like South Park has always been counterculture, right? And Johnny Tuchellos did a great video on this on YouTube. I have to give credit to him because I got a lot of this from him. He explains it very, very well. It's a great channel if you like adult cartoons. But that was also the part of that whole thing, was where do we go with a show like this? If like offensive humor is just going to be allowed,
Right. No, it's an interesting thing with the culture. I mean, there is also stuff that we have to be wary and stuff about. But I mean, it's one of those things where it's just you could tell the tide is shifting on both ends. And I mean, I've always said this. I don't care about the woke stuff. It really doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. Like, I know people go with woke about it. I think they always associate woke with weak, which doesn't mean that they're weak. I think that's always the misconception about being woke. I think it's just being aware of the surroundings. But I mean, it is what it is. People have their different.
People see woke for what it is. It's just an armor shield to be very racist and separatist and to just try to divide and conquer. And people don't want to deal with that crap anymore. And so that's why woke is dead, because people see through it now. So that was the major issue with woke, but it's shifting away from that, and it's shifting back to a less politically correct climate. And so where does a show like South Park go when when everyone is into South Park and everybody has that same sense of humor now, and the younger kids are getting into it now, and it's having a resurgence. It's not irrelevant. It's having a resurgence.
I think it's one of those things where if you've not seen South Park in a while, after watching that episode, you want to tune in to see what happens next. I think that's the big thing of it too. You want to see more of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes from here. Because they're making a huge risk here, or taking a huge risk here, and where they go from. Oh, and by the way, they addressed some of this stuff at Comic-Con, and they were talking about it. And then they also mentioned that the trailer. Did you see there's an article that said the trailer that they made for Comedy Central to promote the new season? All of those clips are fake.
Okay.
None of those are from real episodes. They just came up with shit and just put it in a trailer. Like, it's because they usually make the episodes within 6 days, and like everybody thought that they had episodes banked already. And no, that was all. They just made it up just to put it in the thing. It's all bull. You know how Rick and Morty does stuff like that, where in their intro for each season, they'll put some clips from the actual episodes from that season in the intro, but then there are fake out clips that never get shown in an episode, and they're just there to mess with the fans in the intro. Like there are clips for each season, and they change the intro around each season. You got to watch Rick and Morty, Michael. It's a great show.
I'm aware.
Maybe it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still a good show. But like they mess with the fans by putting in fake clips into the intro that aren't from any episodes in the season, which is like just so hilarious. They mess with their fans.
I like that, man. And I think what Trey and Matt did, I think it's one of those things where it's going to be a very exciting season, and it has me hooked more with South Park now than really what we used to have. And I love South Park, but I think with what they did with this season premiere really sets the tone for what we're going to get later this season. I'm excited.
I don't think they're going to be. Don't get too excited. I don't think they're going to be shitting on Trump every episode.
I'm not saying that.
Don't get your pants tight, okay? Well, it's not going to be like that.
What the hell are you talking about?
Okay,
I'm looking forward to
what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking, Mike Larkin.
Who's thinking what?
I know what you're doing.
Get off, clear. Well, who names their kid Duncan Sheik? No, I mean, I know they're not going to be shitting on Trump, but I think this first episode was funny, and I want to see what happens next. That's all I'm saying. I wasn't saying that every episode has to be shitting on Trump. I'm just saying. So
are you getting into South Park now, Mike Larkin?
I've always been into South Park.
You were never into adult cartoons before, Mike Larkin. Now you're going to get into South Park?
I was into South Park before I even met you. I was aware of South Park. I was into it. Yeah.
You should watch American Dad too, Mike Larkin.
If I have the time, sure.
And Rick and Morty.
Sure.
Mike Larkin, come on. You don't have that much. You don't have that much time, Mike Larkin. Come on, dog.
Hush.
Come on, bro. You got free time, dog. Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
I'm in there, dog. I'm trying
to help you out. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to help you out. Because, there's GameCube and then there's Dreamcast.
Well, I said I got Gamecast. I can't afford it. My bad. But yes, those are all great cartoons. But, I mean, our jam will always be Mike Tyson Mysteries. That will always be our jam as far as adult cartoons go. That will always be our jam with Piggy.
Yeah, oh, Mike Larkin. Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald, Mike Larkin.
Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. Just everything everything that show was. If you guys have not checked out Mike Tyson Mysteries, you should, because it's funny and it's a classic. It's an absolute classic. It's one of our jams.
And Mike Larkin, when you come over, we're gonna have a drawn together marathon.
I know.
How many times you say "wow"?
Because he wants me to be drawn together.
What? Hey, I wonder what the Gen Z kids would say about drawn together, Mike Larkin.
Is what they would say about American Pie and all that stuff. Okay.
But Mike Larkin, drawn together is way. I think it's way more offensive than American Pie.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it either way because I've seen Beavis and Butthead. I've seen pretty much a lot of cartoons, so I will watch that with you, no problem. He wants to show me Drawn Together. I will watch Drawn Together with him. I said I will watch it with
you. You didn't watch Drawn Together when it was on?
No, I didn't even know the fucking show.
I thought you would love a show like that. It's based on reality TV shows that take place in houses.
All right, well, I'll have to check it out now. I used to watch
a lot of reality TV. You like house-based. You like celebrity. So what was it, Celebrity Fit Club?
Oh, wow. Friggin' the celebrity shows were great back in the day. You had friggin' Flavor of Love, Rock of Love, The Charm Schools, friggin' Rock of Love Bus. Well, Sharon Osbourne throwing the drink on friggin' Megan Hauserman was great. Then she got sued for that. The Tool Academy with that pedo chasing Rance who can go fuck himself. Everything that really came from that whole VH1 era. I mean, even if you look at I Love New York, I mean, we could even go back to America's Most Smartest Model, the trivia show that they had, Celebrity Fit Club, like Homie mentioned, Dustin Diamond getting into it with Joe Sargent. We'll be here all day. Friggin' dumbass breaking Bonaducci with Danny Bonaducci. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that guy, Mike Larkin.
Danny Bonaducci.
That fucking guy.
Why? I know you don't like Danny Bonaducci.
No, you don't like Danny Bonaducci.
No, here's my thing with Danny Bonaducci. You're the dude from the Partridge Family. I know he has a black belt, but for God's sake, that show was he was in a bad place when they made it. They talked about him and his wife who got married on their first date. There should be permission. Somebody should ask me if they're going to go over to my wife's house and friggin' have strippers there for her birthday. And just everything that he did, sticking the needle in him, the whole nine, man. It was bad.
Yeah, he was kind of a dick, right, Mike Larkin?
He was a dickhead. Fucking dickhead beating up friggin' Greg Brady on friggin' celebrity boxing.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, man. It's one of the things that we can really have nostalgia and really look back and enjoy. Much like around that time with the I Love You series before we went to the nut house of I Love the 2000s and the millenniums and the toys and the holidays and I love this and I love that like this and that. But I mean, And there's great to have nostalgia, but when there's too much of it, and they're already in the 2010s, it's a little much. It's a little much.
Yeah. No, I mean they definitely I mean, it was so great. VH1, like everything they did, they would get carried away. Like they would get something that would be relatively hot, and then would play remember like how many times they would play Best Week Ever?
Oh, every friggin' week was that damn show. Yeah, I remember.
I was like, come on, like it's the same shit over and over again. Remember what happened last week?
Best week ever.
You know the best thing that ever came out of Best Week Ever was Mike Larkin.
Chocolate Rain.
Chocolate Dookie on the wall, Mike Larkin.
Oh, friggin' Sherrod Small and John Mayer. Dookie, you don't know.
You can't wait this chocolate rain down.
You don't know the chocolate rain down. Chocolate Dookie.
No, I am not the biggest John Mayer fan, but that is hilarious.
You don't know the chocolate rain. Chocolate rain. On the wall.
Chocolate rain on the wall.
Suki, you don't know the
That was the best thing that came out of Best Week Ever.
Yes.
Not any of the other.
Drinking John. I want to run through the halls of my high school. I want to scream. Fucking John Mayer. Well, that Room for Squares album, that was a popular one. Your Body is a Wonderland. We'll be here all day. Why? Georgia, why? I don't want to know why. How about that? I don't want to know why, Georgia, why. Then he freaking came back years later with, we're still waiting on the world to change. Still waiting. Oh, my goodness gracious. John Mayer. He was a dick, too, in his own right. Don't get me wrong. John Mayer was a dickhead. John Mayer, you can go fuck yourself.
But they had some funny comedians on Best Week Ever. Gerard Small had Christian Finnegan, right? They had
I think
Beth, what was it? Beth Littleford was on like all those shows too.
Oh my goodness, Beth Littleford. My goodness, she was also
the C-list act who was on Method in Red, Mike Clarkin, because I'm super hardcore because I remember that dog.
Also, Beth Littleford was also in Mystery Alaska, which I remember seeing that movie and friggin' what.
It was great until the end, Michael. I hated the ending, Mike Larkin.
I know. I'm sorry. We actually watched
for a C-list character actress, like she's pretty hot.
Oh yeah, I think she was
fucking hot.
We saw her. Hot. I think we watched her in we watched a movie in like business and it was either economics or business and sports marketing. I remember Babinski. That's all I remember. So, I remember watching that in that class. But yes, I remember Mystery Alaska and Beth Littleford's hotness. I remember
Mike Larkin once took sports marketing lessons from a human ape.
Look,
I'm kidding.
I'm not trying to disrespect the man, but holy hell, fuck.
It's not even. He just had the stature. He had that stature of just.
And then there's the other thing. Just because you used to be a bouncer doesn't mean that you should be a school teacher. Just I'm gonna say it. I don't care. Like it's a fucking truth.
Yeah, here. Come on, guys. Let me talk to you for 20 minutes about.
Literally. Again, the guy was fine to me. I have no issue with how he treated me. But when you're sitting there and we have 40 minutes in this fucking class and you want to talk to me about Bubba's fucking burrito bar and bouncing and all this fucking shit for 25 minutes, it's like, bro, we got fucking 15 minutes. Are we actually going to learn about sports marketing and all this shit? Or what are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Literally.
Oh, my God. I he was cool to me. I mean, you
don't even need to bring up the field trip where friggin' almost all of us got lost.
No, he thought I was Japanese.
Wow. So I mean, it's one of those things where, yeah, even going to friggin' MSG, like in the city, like that whole trip where friggin' almost a couple of us got lost.
Nice. Yeah. I didn't even get to go to the city. I didn't even get to do any city trips.
Yeah, that I did. It
was like they kept me from doing city trips. Like I didn't get to go to Washington D.C. because of 9/11. I didn't get to go do the city because no one wanted to bring me to the city.
Did you do the little early trip?
No. Well, Mike Morgan, I was out of Italian by 10th grade, so
yeah, that's true. Okay, fair enough. But I did. Yeah, we did the Little Italy trip. We did the MSG trip. We went a lot of places.
Like we didn't even do any. Like they did. Like some kids did got to go to like plays and stuff, and like I did none of that.
Oh, you
I
didn't
got like the worst. I got like the worst high school. I got the shit end of the stick for high school, man.
you
Like,
didn't get the community
I
center.
got to do nothing. And you know what I got to do? I got to do Boston. I got to go to Boston.
That was cool. I mean, did you do? You didn't
during
get
the summer. The team. What?
You didn't get to do the East Isley Community Center where we saw all those plays and the Christmas Carol and all that over there.
No, I did that, but those were. Who cares about that?
I know. Yeah, we never got to get.
Who cares about the local playhouse? Who gives a crap? I barely care about Broadway theater. You know, because I'm straight. I'm a proud straight male, Mike Larkin. So
wow, okay, but yeah, we used to have that for. We used to have sign up permission slips. I'm like, literally, we're going right around the corner. Like, why are we signing permission slips right now? Like, literally.
When I was in elementary school,
yeah.
We actually had an entire class, like first or second grade. We had an entire class walk down like 10 blocks in the neighborhood to this one girl's house and had a party at her house. And then we walked all the way back 10 blocks with the teachers.
God, I remember
in like first grade.
Oh no, we did that in middle school too, where we took a field trip to go down the friggin' block just to plant the fucking trees or wherever the fuck it was over there in that area.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we had to do that for fucking science and all that. Oh, I remember going to Liberty
Arbor Day, which is a scam. The scam of Arbor Day.
What?
Remember how hard they were pushing Arbor Day, and it's a scam. This whole thing's a scam. Global warming isn't even real. It's a scam. Stop. Just please stop. It's like making me plant trees from fucking bullshit. Like just.
I remember.
75% of what we did in the public school system was bullshit. 75% of it.
I mean, I did get a chance to go to Jersey for the Liberty Science Center. We took that bus all the way there. That was actually kind of fun. I will say that.
Your tax dollars hard at nothing.
Yeah, the Liberty Science Center one was fun, where we got to go over there all the way to New Jersey. And friggin' we all had movies on there. I think somebody put in My Favorite Martian with Christopher Lloyd, and I'm like, really? We're watching My Favorite Martian?
I saw that in the theater, Mike Larkin.
Yeah. Freaking. Yeah. Back that thing up to me. My beef in your taco. Wonderful time of your life. You're sick. My Favorite Martian. I think we watched The Parent Trap on that friggin' thing. I think that was also the same year where all the girls were singing "Because of You" on the friggin' bus because friggin' Kelly Clarkson was hot at the time. That
Kelly Clarkson was never hot, Mike Larkin.
I got no issue with Kelly Clarkson, man. I really don't, man. I really don't. I like me some Kelly Clarkson.
Listen.
That is a whole lot of women, I will tell you.
I have some issues with Kelly Clarkson because my boy was Ruben Studdard, Mike Larkin.
Girl, this is my sorry for 2004. I ain't gonna mess up no more. That's a great.
If I would have voted, I would have voted for Ruben Studdard, Mike Larkin.
He was awesome. He was great. His career went nowhere, but yeah.
And I know your favorite American Idol, Mike Larkin.
I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna make it's a gang, it's a clank. No, it was one of those.
Mike Larkin, you said it for me. Like I don't even have to say it.
Can I feel like that song got annoying real quick. If I was invisible, then I could just tell you where I stand. I would be.
See, you know every word. See, look at this.
I know the chorus. I know the fucking chorus.
Yeah, just the chorus, like a chorus line, right, Mike Larkin?
Wow. That friggin' Clay.
This is definitely going in the "Why do you call him gay" folder.
It was on TV. Friggin' Clay.
Yeah. No, you had it. It was on. It was on.
It was on the radio, man. You couldn't escape.
It was on Logo. It was on Logo all the time. You were watching Logo. Remember that channel, Mike Larkin? Remember Logo?
Oh goodness gracious! But yeah, no, it was on friggin' the radio all the time. Friggin' 97.5, little BLI action, 98.3, 99.9.
It was on before Queer as Folk, right, Mike Larkin?
It was one of those things where, that you couldn't escape that song. It was like with friggin' Nickelback, how we had to listen.
You know who was on here? You know who was on Queer as Folk, Mike Larkin? Hal Sparks.
I'm aware. So,
Mike Larkin did Hal Sparks.
I know Hal Sparks.
Hey, Sherry, you want some bagels?
I love the 80s, 1990. Sherry, you want some bagels? Cher's dating the bagels.
Sherry, you want some bagels? She wanted more than just the bagels, Mike Larkin. You know what I'm saying, dog? You know what I'm saying?
She's up in this bitch. Just spread that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. So, No, I mean that was the thing too. I mean, even like with you talk about like the '90s and the reality shows, like the spinoffs. It's like, all right, we had Flavor of Love. Do we need I Love New York? And Megan Wants a Millionaire and Rock of Love and friggin' I Love Money and all these shows. It kind of just got a little old at the time.
Remember, what was it? Was it Joe Millionaire or one of them when she took him out behind the fence out of the view of the cameras?
Yeah, that was Joe Wants a Millionaire.
Yeah, and then you see the captions on the bottom.
Yep.
No, literally, it just said slurp, slurp, slurp,
slurp. And it's like moaning sounds and slurp, 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 moaning, slurp, slurp, slurp.
Oh my god! Did they pay her to do that? Like,
I don't know, man.
What is that? That was, and also that guy was like retarded too, right? And remember how disappointed they all were. Remember how disappointed they all were when they found he wasn't really a millionaire.
Yes, I remember.
You gotta find the video of the finale with the looks on their face.
If I can, I will put that in the link in the description of the show. Absolutely.
especially the one that blew.
Oh, we had worse ones. Like I remember MTV. Well, I mean, we've touched upon Room Raiders in the time, but with how they would find over the rooms.
Yeah, it was weird. That show wasn't weird at all.
I mean, we also had a Next, which was even worse. Like these motherfuckers didn't even get off the bus. And Next,
you didn't come on the bus.
Psych! Dun, 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 dun. But that's the thing too. You had Next, which was another dating show where they would come off the bus, and then they'd be like Next, or I don't even want to talk to this guy. There was the one guy who's like, I smoke cigarettes. What does that have to do with anything? And the girl didn't like the fact that he smoked, and she's like Next. So they go on like these dates for like 15 minutes, and like Next.
Or catfish later, right, Mike Logan?
Catfish was just never going to end. It's just never going to end.
Didn't we watch Catfish in my basement one time? We were watching MTV.
That was the one with Hershey's Kiss. Yes, you want to be my Hershey's Kiss, and it turns out that those two actually made the whole thing up just to get on TV.
That was bullshit. That was a scam. Hold on, that's so stupid.
A lot of those shows they just
making it. Yeah,
a lot of those episodes are just the fact that they wanted to get on TV.
And it's just people being stupid. Like, it's just people wanting to get on TV and being stupid.
Like the dude who thought he really was talking to Katy Perry when clearly he wasn't. Then it turns out he's talking to a girl who's in a lesbianist relationship. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
I mean, some people, man, you can't.
Reality shows, it's like Parental Control was another one that was big with the parents choosing the dates. The one where it's just like, I will date your daughter, like that whole thing. Like, it's ridiculous. I'll put on anything.
Well, what about 16 and Pregnant, my Larkin?
I never watched Teen Mom or 16 and Pregnant or all that bullshit. Fuck that.
No. Because you want to know why, Mike Larkin?
Yeah.
You want to know why nobody wants to watch that stuff, Mike Larkin? Because they're whores.
First of all, can you also you're crackling a little bit there, man? You got a movie. You're starting that like the last show.
Yeah. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Well, there's still a little crackle in the background.
That's probably the crackle in the background is probably my air conditioner. Honestly.
Are you sitting on your the computer again?
No, it's on my ottoman.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Are we seriously having this conversation right now? Am I really crackling?
Yeah, you're really crackling.
Yeah, how about now?
No.
It's probably just my voice then.
Okay, fine. We'll leave it there. But no, it's just it's one of those things where it's
if I was invincible.
Yeah, that did even more now that you just sang the song.
Really?
Yeah.
How about you know what it is? It's also the battery's probably getting hot too. How about now? I'm lifting it up. How about now? You raise me up. No, how about now?
It's still a little, but we're gonna come to the end of the show anyway, so you're fine.
I don't understand this. There's no reason this should be happening again. I mean, we tested it out beforehand.
Yeah, you were fine. It's probably the battery. It's okay. Well, I will say this, y'all. When it comes to shows like he just mentioned, yes, all of them they're whores. He's doing the CM Punk, you're a whore again for 16 and Pregnant with Teen Moms and all that. It was just a ridiculous show. It just, all of that shit was ridiculous. When MTV moved away from music, it was also ridiculous. Okay, now you're muted. Now I can't hear you at all.
What? What?
Now, all right, now you're back. Like, what are you doing? Just okay.
Am I better? Because I plugged it in.
Yeah, you're better. I'm kidding. Go ahead. Now I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Fuck you, Mike Logan. Are you fucking kidding me?
Fuck you. Like, fuck you. Like, go fuck yourself.
Joe, like, fuck you.
Oh, man. That's great.
What are we even talking about now? You totally distracted me.
Well, you were saying the whores on Teen Mom and
Oh yeah, well that's why we watch those shows, because they were whores. So we get it. You're a whore. Like, come on,
you're a whore.
Yeah, like come on, like no one wants to watch that. But like, what about what was the one? There was like Silent Library and like Scream Queens, right?
I remember Silent Library. Scream Queens. Actually, we mentioned this. You know who was on Scream Queens, right? That we talk about.
Oh, the chick from Caitlin's Way, right? My talking the chick from.
Yes.
What was her name? What was her name?
Something. Lindsay something, I think. Well, I feel bad because did you hear she got cancer, right?
Horrible.
Yeah, she had like breast cancer.
Oh my god, is she okay?
Yeah, I think she's going through treatment now, but I think, or she's close to the end of it. But yeah, she went through it, man.
It's like they made this show called Caitlin's Way, and it was like she's like a troubled teen.
Yeah, Lindsay Felton was her name. Lindsay Felton.
They take her to a farm, Mike Clark, as you see. They take her to a farm, and then she pets the horses, and then that's like supposed to make her better, Mike Clark. You know what I'm saying? And she's learning things about life and coming of age.
I'm literally gonna read this plot because of how. First of all, Lindsay Felton, I'm glad that you're still with us because I know she went through a tough time. But
does she still look angry?
No.
Remember in Caitlin's Way, she
had to make the angry face, and we're making fun of the show because it was ridiculous.
You have to find the title sequence.
I am a troubled teenager. For those that don't know, it was an early 2000s Nickelodeon show, and the reason why I'm going to read this fucking description because it was on the air for like 2 years. Here's the plot. Caitlin's Way focuses on Caitlin Seeger, a troubled girl who lives on the streets of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. After being arrested, a judge offers Caitlin the option of going to a youth detention center or moving in with her mother, Catherine's cousin, in the fictional town of High River in Montana. Caitlin chooses the latter. After moving in with her Aunt Dory, her husband Jim, and their son Griffin on their ranch, she experiences culture shock. Caitlin, still distraught from her mother's sudden death when Caitlin was just 8 years old, seeks to adjust to a loving family and a permanent home, and then she has solace with the horse.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised.
That's the thing. Like, I'm watching the show, it's just like she's a troubled youth. And I'm like, if I have to see this horse, one more time, like, God, like, what is this show? Like, really?
Like, it's like she gets in weird situations, and she's weird at school, and then she pets the horses.
And she's an outcast, but it's like, it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay because she likes horses. It's okay. She's an angry teen, and she's an outcast. But
I'm angry, but the horse understands me. I love
the horses understand me. Yes.
Come here.
I always preferred Cousin Skeeter, Mike Larkin.
You know how he does, and you know Skilo.
I like Skilo. Right, Mike Larkin?
702 the theme. Yeah, Robert Richard, Bill Bellamy, Bacon Good. Yep. Like, I mean, a lot of people were on Cousin Skeeter that you even forget. Like, Lisa Left Eye Lopez was on an episode of Cousin Skeeter.
R.I.P.
Like, that was even funnier. Like, when we got to, like, No One Knows Best, which was the shits, that only lasted, like, 8 episodes. That was, like, the male version of Clarissa Explains It All. When we got to the Brothers Garcia, that even, yeah, I know.
Mijo.
I mean, Brothers Garcia was what it was. Taina, which just legit turned 20.
But you can't wait to see my name in lights, Michael Larkin. No one's gonna stop me. You'll see. I will go on. Taina. You'll be saying my name.
See my stars shining bright. What's my name?
They were trying to mix it up, Michael Larkin.
So for those who are not familiar with Taina, it's Christina Vidal, Chris Owings, Lisa of Lisa and the Cult Jam, and a lot of great people on that show. It's for the seasons that it had, because it only lasted 2 seasons. Like, everybody remembers the 3LW episode a blue mascara where she wants to be a part of 3LW's group. I'm getting a little tired of your broken promises.
You know, Logan, I'm getting a funny feeling at the subway.
Can we pull up over to the subway, please? Like, I'm getting this feeling. I'm wearing my bandana, and like, can we please pull over at the subway? I have this bad feeling. I'm getting a little tired of your broken promises. And then they're doing and then she's like, the boy in the 8th grade. Like, Biggie, yeah, you gotta hold my hand. I'm like, you're 14. What the fuck are we doing here? I'm gonna rap it about Biggie one more chance. You ain't gonna hold my hand. Like, what? Players are gonna play and play. I'm gonna hit ballers. I'm gonna ball.
Yeah, that's right, dog. 2000, right, dog?
Yeah, 3LW even gave us, nah, they don't understand. Friggin' Parents Just Understand, Nick Cannon, 3LW, and Bow Wow off the Jimmy Neutron soundtrack. Nah, they don't understand.
Shut up, Bow Wow. You're 12.
No, basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they go up and down the court.
Or I thought we were going to do, I ain't ever lost at all when I'm playing hardball.
Strike one. Don't you bot surprise. Strike two. Right before your eyes. Pitch three. This one's to the wall. Ain't no
Thank you. It's a bit of hardball. Like a game of hardball. My Logan, if he really played that team,
they would get their asses kicked.
His ass.
They would get their asses.
The cucumbers, Mike Larkin.
The
cucumbers.
It's okay, G. It's all right. G. One of the saddest movies in the history. That was one of the saddest scenes ever. They literally shot G Baby. What the hell, man?
It's been 24 years. I am still not over it.
Here,
look at me. I am still not over it, Mike Larkin.
He's legit.
I saw it in the theater. I've still not recovered from that.
They shot
when G Baby doesn't respond. That is one of the most jarring scenes that I've ever seen in the movie.
And they slow-mo to where the bullet hit him. It's like, oh!
And then they have the funeral for him. And they
kid.
Julius he was younger than the rest of the guy. Like he gives a speech, right? And Diane Lane is there.
He came out there and he wanted to give. Oh man! And they tried to friggin' recreate that with friggin' "You Got Served," and it was what it was. They tried to recreate that. You got served.
You know what song is he listening to?
Same song. I love it when you call me. Throw your hands in the
air. If you're a true player, I see you so I could be having my
baby. Like literally, that "You Got Served" was another one where the kid dies. Like when they're trying to keep him off the streets and watch them dance. Suckers got served, and the kid dies, and it's sad.
Wait. We're not going to mention about how they made Keanu Reeves look like a scumbag. I thought you always mentioned that when we talk about hardball.
Keanu Reeves. Well, you mean Freddie Prinze Jr.?
No, when in hardball, I mean not hardball. Fuck. See, you did it to me. See what that's. Shut the fuck up, Mike Larkin. They made Keanu Reeves look like a scumbag, Mike Larkin.
He was a scumbag in the movie. And then that damn friggin' Diane Lane, boy.
I'd love to take a walk down Diane. See, that's a joke from one of the I Love shows.
Yes, it is.
That was who was that? That was not Craig Fitzsimmons, the other guy, the redhead guy. Oh crap! I'm gonna think about it as soon as we get off the air. But that was one of my favorite quotes. I think they were talking about what was that? Unfaithful? What was that movie, Mike Larkin?
Yeah.
I'd love to take a walk down Diane. Crap, I'm gonna remember this guy's name as soon as we go. It's blanking me right now, but that was from one of those VH1 shows.
But the point being is that is still one of the most troubled scenes, and You Got Served. While literally, like they tried, but I mean, the serious scenes of Marcus Houston and Omarion fighting because he doesn't want to see the sister, the kid getting shot and killed, and like it's literally a movie, and now they're doing these jobs because they need money, but it's just like the movie is literally about breakdancing. And you suckers got served. The movie is not good at all. They tried. They really, really tried. But the movie was good.
See, I love when South Park parodied that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see you dance, sucker. You got nothing on me. Let's see you dance, sucker. You got nothing on me.
Then
you got served.
Then Stan's like, no, don't do it. Friggin' Stan's dad is trying to not get him to do the fucking breakdancing.
He's in the hospital business. Avenge me. Avenge me.
Like it's fucking Spider-Man and William Dafoe. Avenge me!
They're looking at the X-ray. He got served here and here.
Got served here.
He got served right here. He's in the bed. He's like, oh, Stan.
Yeah, it's funny. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, no. But that is the hilarity that TV and all this brings us, and wanting to go down Diane Lane, which I have to know who says that when we get off.
The guy with who was the guy that did Super High Me?
Oh God,
the guy that did Super High Me.
I know who you're talking about. I think. All right, I'm gonna type this in and I'm gonna find out. Super High Me.
Come on, Mr. Google.
I forgot his name. Doug Benson.
Doug, thank you. Doug Benson was the guy that said, I'd love to take a walk down Diane Lane.
Oh God, fucking Super High Me. That was a funny one. I will say that made me laugh. Look,
supersize me, right, dog?
First of all, God rest his soul, Morgan Spurlock.
No.
Come on, don't do it. The man's not longer with
him.
Come on, man.
No. He's a liar. He was a liar, Mike Larkin.
Come on,
no. He was a liar. He lied to he. That was propaganda, and they showed it in school. That we all watched. Okay, he was full of shit. He cooked the books. He was full of shit. Okay, screw him for making us want to hate McDonald's.
You're really gonna. Well, he also did have the sexual misconduct charge, which I will say that was also.
Well, yeah, that's also not good. But
I mean, the man did have cancer. I mean, you don't want to see somebody die from cancer. He did have cancer. I will say that. But
he was a liar, Mike Larkin.
And he did sexual misconduct. Absolutely.
Yes. Hey, you.
You say that is all that you desire. Liar.
Oh my God. How can you deny the flow that's flowing through?
Well, see you on the other side, corn style, baby. So, with that being said, we will see you in the next episode of the Stephen Mike Show. Y'all, we'll be back sooner rather than later. We can't be doing this 1 month stuff because we do have a lot to talk about. There's a lot that is.
We just did 2 hours, Mike Larkin.
I know, 2 hours of audio goodness.
Like freaking, like it was nothing.
No, because
that's how much stuff is going on.
And time flies when you're having fun. So with that being said, we do have more stuff coming. Golden Age is being rebranded, if I remember correctly. Yes, we're going to be doing what's it going to be called now?
We got to talk more about that. We'll talk more about that off air because cool. I told you I got plans, and so there's like things that I want to start doing.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk more
with you with that, but like not all. We'll talk about that.
Okay. What about Stevie Nicks hockey experience as well? We're gonna be getting that coming.
It's we rebranded that as IceNet Pod, though, didn't we?
Yes, the IceNet Pod now. Yeah, we'll get more IceNet Pod.
Yeah, that's also IceNet Pod. Well, it's off season, so it's okay. We don't have to do it all the time, but we should try to do that more often. And,
we have more stuff coming. We have more stuff cooking.
Stevie Nicks, Mike Larkin. I'm really gonna make Stevie Nicks experience Mike Larkin. When we do Stevie Nicks experience, you're gonna hear about all the conspiracy theory stuff and all of the crazy stuff that I want to talk about. We're gonna have so much fun on that show, Mike Larkin. It's gonna be so much fun.
You said it wrong.
What did I say wrong, though?
Stevie Nicks experience.
That's how you say. That's how you say it, dog. I'm not gonna steal your thing, Mike Larkin. People think that I'm gay too.
Fuck off. So with that being said, where can we follow you, homie G, on the social media front? The floor is yours.
You can follow me on Instagram. Well, my account's private now, so I'm more selective about who I choose to follow because it is probably at Steve Nicks on Instagram. The Facebook pages, if you want to get in touch with us on those are probably if you want to send the show anything, if you have any comments or anything you want to send us. The show pages on Facebook are probably the best place to do that. Also, at Isles IceNet on X, at Golden Age Pod on X, and on X at Rio SM Show 1 for my personal account on X.
Thank you.
What's your X account, Mike Larkin?
So if y'all want to follow me on the evil Twitter machine, it's at SM Show 1 or MCL92. You can check me out on Instagram, mlarkinmd or larkin_92. StephenMikeShow.com, Stephen Mike Show clips for the YouTube channel.
Yes. I didn't realize that I can't do more than because I have to get it verified again next year, so I can't do more than a couple minute clips. But we're doing clips.
And I put the latest clip of Jenny is a bitch on the YouTube.
Oh, listen, if you haven't heard the last episode yet,
check that out.
One of the biggest highlights of that we've done in this series is probably we just went all out on Jenny from Forrest Gump. So if you want to get that goodness or you want to hear it again, you already heard it once. It's on YouTube on the main channel. Yep. Put up there. It's a half an hour, extra graphics and all that good stuff. So check it out.
S&M Network shows this fine YouTube channel where you get the S and you get the M. You get this main show. You get the Deep Into the Heart of Wrestling, the weekly review, Uncaged, Pop Culture History, friggin' On the Mic with Mike, LFC. For Steve's as well, you get the old episodes of the Golden Age. You get Stevie Nicks Hockey Experience old episodes, IceNet Pod, and everything that we have done. We appreciate y'all that do support us and check us out and listen to our zaniness. We really, really do. And like he mentioned,
No, we don't have a lot of followers, and we don't get a lot of listeners. This is a small time thing. We do this for fun. So the few people that are listening to us, we really do appreciate. The fact that anyone is listening to this at all is amazing. So if you've made it this far, you keep listening to it. We really do appreciate it.
We really do. And S&M Show podcast and S&M Network shows, like you mentioned, our Facebook. If you want to send us a message there, cool. But we'll have all the links and everything for everybody to check out. So for Stevie Nicks, my name is Mike Larkin. Thank you for listening to another edition of the Steve and Mike Show. Rest in peace, Ozzy. Rest in peace, Hogan. Rest in peace, Malcolm Jamal Warner. Rest in peace, Chuck Mangione and Morgan Spurlock. I don't mean to laugh because he gets so blown up. He's angry. He's angry about Morgan Spurlock. You liar. Liar!
Oh, my God. How could you deny that? Corn dog.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.